Alright, how are we all? Welcome back to another YouTube video from Big Boy Blue Nose. Hope you all have been well. Hope you all have been keeping well yourselves. And hope you've all had a good week. By the way, before I do continue into this video, make sure to like, share and subscribe so you don't miss a thing. Okay, so without further ado, let's get into it. So this one, I've not done one of these in ages, and what it's gonna be is Blues reaction to yesterday's game against Coventry. And there's something also when I go through this video I am going to talk about, which is absolutely pissing me off with some of these referees. Honestly, I don't know. So let's get into it. So first off, I thought things were okay. Yeah, I didn't watch the game on Saturday, but this sounded a lot better, especially as on Saturday I know Bowyer was absolutely furious when I saw his after match interview, press conference, whatever you call it, when he mentioned about how the whole City player just chucked it in, and you know, with the ball wasn't even out. So, but looking at Tuesday's game, yeah, I don't watch Saturdays, but if they sound like in the first couple of minutes, you know, they're 1-0 down on Saturday and Tuesday, you could see like we were coming up against Coventry. I thought we're going to lose, what's going to happen? You know, I'm thinking like already we've got a low number of players, quite a high number of injuries as well. I thought the way Coventry have been on form this season, the way they've just been, I thought, you know what, it's going to be a really, really tough game. So going into it on Tuesday, like, first half performance was okay, not bad, but I still did think that improvements could have been made. Bella, you know, was doing really well, making a bit of runs. Sanderson was, I really enjoyed seeing a bit of Sanderson as well. He was getting on the ball. McGree, for me, I think was the best, probably the top man out there for me. You know, just getting onto those balls, making those runs down. But the two that I was really shocked with, Troy and Hogan. But three actually, Dean as well, and Sunjic, I think was the worst player out there for me. Absolutely, I just kept giving away. Just didn't want to do much, you know. But I just want to say he was the worst. Four of them that were really bad out there were Dean in the first half, but Deanie, you know, Sunjic, Hogan, and Harley Dean himself. You know, Troy especially. I mean, well, where Troy could get the ball, yeah, you might think, hang on, well, they're giving enough service to the strikers. Well, there were times where Troy could get the ball, you know, could do something with it, especially Hogan, but just weren't seen enough. And you know, Troy was being a bit of an idiot on me when he gave that guy a shove in the hip. You know, which is a bit typical. And according to the commentator, the referee gave him a cut it out lecture, and he got one of the Coventry City players involved. Yeah, it's like when I get lectures from my music teacher, and if he gets other people involved, oh God, it's just absolute hilarity for me. But one thing, one of the positive advantages I took out there was Woods. You know, because normally in quite a few of the matches before, my cousin, even she sort of like me and my cousin both, we hated San Jose. Absolutely didn't do nothing. Just about pass the ball away to somebody. But we also thought like that Woods was going to be a bit of the same, because like with quite a few of the last matches, he wasn't doing a lot at all, especially like a couple of months ago as well, was the season B, and he just wasn't Woods. Like, he just wasn't doing things. But yesterday I saw that for the first time. Sorry, Woods was being a bit passive. So he was quite passive yesterday, getting onto them little balls, making passes, linking up with McGree or someone, or whoever it was. And then, you know, so first half, okay, we're just about to get to 0-0. Then, you know, Sarkic was tested a couple of times. Oakley for me was okay. He wasn't too bad at all. But as a really young player, I like Oakley. He's good. So when he does get his chance to go on the ball, he will do something with it. And that's one thing I really liked listening to or seeing as well. Second half comes, probably Bowyer's had his team talk. You see Sarkic just getting tested, a bit more on top of the ball in the second half, so a bit more lively as well. But a lot more of the players are lively, like Troy as well, Hogan. Well, probably you could see a bit more of Troy there. Just getting onto the little balls, But you could just see in the first half, it was just nerves. Like, they just weren't at their best. I mean, Coventry didn't do too much at all, because I think it was like pass back, pass forward, like baby play football. But in the second half, you could see we were getting on top. Coventry started to get into it as well. Both teams were quite at it. Tested the keepers, but I think someone like Bella done really well, causing a lot of problems out there. Whacking the ball into the top roof of the net a couple of times. Well, probably top left, or hitting the roof of the net, basically. So I really enjoyed Bella doing that. But then come to a point where Woods, here we go now, Woods makes a simple little foul. Referee gives him a yellow. Well, that's what the commentator thought. No, straight red. And apparently that was like the foul that Chongi done, like Steve Chong done against Luton, and he just got a simple yellow card for it. What I flicking don't understand is why the fuck are just refs absolutely on it? I mean, people, he's a ref. I don't have no sympathy. I'm telling you guys, I do not have no sympathy. You're a referee. I mean, you're in charge of the game. Come on. I mean, what was he just on? I mean, you've just cut our number short. Already we've got a lot of, I mean, Gaz had apparently done something stupid on Saturday. Gardner did, and he got suspended. But what's going on? I mean, why? I don't know why. Just if that was a little simple foul, right? Woods, I don't think, in my opinion, didn't be aggressive. Especially, well, according to the commentator as well, like the way he just described it, nothing sounded too aggressive at all. So I just don't know what this referee was playing at. I mean, you know what? Nowadays, look, people just, guys, these referees will just come into just to do their job, tick the boxes. They don't give a shit about nothing. All they care about is getting the game started, getting the game done. Whoever wants to win. I mean, unless he was a Coventry City fan, probably hated Woods or just didn't like Blues. But I just don't know. I mean, that was one thing that's just really got on my nerves. I mean, for the first time we see Woods in action, it goes back to square one again. I mean, for God's sake, man, I mean, is it nice at least he's done something for us? Next thing, if he comes back, he just goes back to square one. I mean, come on, Gazza's already had his second red card of the season. I mean, I don't know what's going on with him, but I really like Gazza as a player as well. Gary Gardner, mate's alright. So I like him as a player, mate. So Gary Gardner, mate's okay. That's what I say, Gaddy. The Scouser Gary. But yeah, he's a really good player as well. But come on, Gazza, just less red card, mate. He's a good quality midfielder. He lifts the team up. He's good to watch as well. But Dean for me was just nah. Castillo came on, he was okay, not too bad, in my opinion. Because I've not really seen much of Castillo, and apparently it was his fourth appearance. I don't really remember much of his appearances, but he was okay, didn't do too bad. Then JJ called him to Bowyer, Jordan James. He comes on, he's okay as well, not too bad. Does what he can, taking Oakley off. But it's important to give these young players a chance. I mean, you look at Guardiola, right? Man City, for instance, right? They've got Grealish, okay, yeah. Well, giving him stick from coming from the rat hole down the road, the Vile. But yeah, okay, I have respect because he's an England player, But he's gone to City. Yeah, Pep's not giving him enough time, but a lot of you City fans might be moaning out there. But one thing you got to notice is he's got a good young squad out there as well. So maybe FA Cup or Carabao. I mean, apparently after 5-6 years, I did listen to the City game as well. Each team was defended, but like I said, he just showed of how strong his youth team is. I think Guardiola's got one of the best youth teams out there in England. It's really good. And that's one thing. I think Bowie we need to realise. I mean, give our players enough chances so we can compete in these competitions. use a couple of these young players as well. Get some allow them on the bench. Give them, yes, we'll make mistakes, but the more we all learn, guys. I mean, I'm a goalball player. I make tons of mistakes. That happens, but we all learn. We all learn. You know, no one's perfect in this life. So, yeah, like I said, you know, but seeing those one or two or three of those young players at least today was really good, and especially with a 0-0 draw. And I think we were very, very fortunate that Coventry didn't do any damage. You know, I mean, you know, there could have been at least one or two goals in, but Sarkic stood firm. He's done really well, Sarkic has. Fair play to the geezer. But I do want to see more of Etheridge as well. I think he's really good as well. But yeah, so that was really BluesV Coventry. But overall, well-deserved point. I'll take it, especially after what happened on the weekend. 2-0 loss to Hull. And hopefully we can build up from there on Saturday's game against Blackpool as well. So guys, thank you for watching. You know, let me know your thoughts, what you thought of the game. Comment down below. And I'll see you for the next one.